Previously on Survivor Branford. After feeling the heat at Tribal Council, Mark and Mare set out to rewrite their narrative. First, they avoided a third straight Tribal Council by leading Phoenix to victory at the Immunity Challenge. And just for good measure, Mark then found the hidden immunity idol with Mare by his side. Off of the challenge loss, Dragonfly was moving to split the vote between Eddie and Jake in fear that one of them had the hidden immunity idol. But the Alliance of Four, not wanting to isolate their tribemate that did survive the vote, formed a united front and pulled Eddie in to vote out his one-time ally Jake. 10 are left. Who will be voted out tonight?
I hope we don't merge yet. I don't want to merge yet.
If we lose this one and then we merge like down.
I don't think Jim would do a merge when there's an odd number of people left though.
That's why I think it has to be now, or else it's gonna be too small.
Oh, it is 5-5.
Yeah, if we did it now, it would be. I think it would be pretty crazy.
Yeah, it's probably best. We should want it to happen now.
Yeah.
No, I think we walk in and we try and pick a couple people and say like, we're rock solid 5. Come work with us.
The only problem is when you do that, those people are gonna
Go
think.
back.
Well, they're gonna go back and say that, but they're also gonna think they're at the bottom of our 5. If we think we can figure out who thinks they're on the bottom of that tribe, and I have no idea who would think that right now.
Yeah, I don't know anything about their team. That's the first thing to figure out is like, were those votes unanimous or not? Because that'll give you a lot of insight.
Yeah.
Where if they have a divide.
I don't think they were. I don't think the Steve vote was unanimous.
I was surprised at Jake's vote last time because Jake said he was like 100% in for Eddie. So
Oh really?
yeah. I don't know if he like someone else told him something else, but
Well, I was talking to him and Jake at one point, and I think your name was getting thrown out.
well, yeah, because when you're talking like both of them, it's
Right.
like yeah. Okay.
I think I'm the plausible decoy.
We're thinking Eddie, right?
Yeah.
Any concern about him having the idol?
That is the concern. But he asked so many questions about it that I am nervous.
You, me, Angela, and
Yeah.
I think you should expect that you would be the
Yeah.
bottom of that
Yeah.
4. And I'm open to talk about alternatives right now.
Yeah. I mean, I think of the 3 of you, Dennis, to me, is the one that like poses the most risk. I don't know if you already have any sort of agreements with him. That
Nothing
are
stronger than
long-standing.
like the stuff that I've already spoken with you about how us 3 and then bringing you in. But the whole bringing you in doesn't leave you in a good spot.
Yeah.
And I don't want to be like I'd rather work with you. I'm feeling relatively comfortable right now. But at the same time, I think things have been somewhat predictable on our tribe. So I just want to make sure I'm in control when that predictability runs out. I'm trying to get something going with Kim because I told her she's on the bottom of our 4. Hopefully that puts me in a powerful position if we need to vote another person before the merge. I'm trying to maximize my number of options.
Well, Joe came up to me and was like that's gonna be tricky for you. I just want to know that I can, I'm reaching out an olive branch kind of thing. Yeah. And I was like, oh, well, okay, thanks.
So we have this 4-person alliance. I mean, that's what I was just saying. Like we're treating Kim kind of like a returning player. So we have me, Joe, Dennis, and Kim. I think Kim thinks she's on the bottom, so I've kind of been aligning separately with just Kim and talking to her on the side, making sure like her and I are solid. I think it'd be better and less expected if I'm with Kim, because I think Joe and Dennis think the 3 of us are solid, and Kim's kind of like along for the ride. So that's kind of where I'm playing that.
What I have to do is set myself up so I'm not the next one voted off. This is hard. This is a hard spot to be in. I think I'm Team Angela. Yeah, I know her better, so that helps. Gotta try and stay on track.
Kim, 1 or 2? Go to the back of the line. The first move of the game, really deliberating.
How long can I take?
Up to 10 seconds. You have 5 left.
Talk to each other.
Alright, first point to Phoenix.
You want to force them to have that amount.
So we want to force them to have an amount that's 7 or 4, 7, 10,
4, 7, 10, 13,
16,
17.
19. If you can just remember like 4 and count it by 3 by there.
A much faster second round here. Seems like these castaways have mastered the strategy very quickly. This is going at an incredible speed. All right, and 1 point for Dragonfly, so we are even 1-1.
Practice. That's what we want.
Yes. And then after that, just take whatever they
That's 3. All right, point number 2 to Phoenix.
Woo!
2-1. We're playing to 3.
7, 10, 13, 16, 19, 22, 25, 28, 31. We have to leave. That's like that, man.
It's just so hard to count them in time to like figure it out.
You will count them if you can count them at first, and then do your best to move.
I'm like trying to count it by threes and count. Like,
Well, just remember the number. Just do your best to remember the number. You got 7, 10, 13, 16, 19, 22, 25, 28.
And then once we have it on the number we want, then you just do the opposite of them. So if they pick 1, you pick 2. If they pick 2, you pick 1.
Go ahead, Joe. Pick 1 or 2 still. Phoenix wins immunity.
I don't even know what to say at this point, honestly. I'm super happy that our team rose from the ashes, as we were meant to do since the beginning. But I am stressed out after that last challenge, literally shaking. I hope the merge is soon, because I want to make it to that point. I hope we don't have to go back to tribal.
Mark gets the gold star for that.
Yeah,
right?
Mark is fantastic.
Yeah, seriously, we really came back.
Don't paint a target on my back.
We're all in
He's
this together. No, but we would have been screwed. We would have just been like guessing.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Totally.
I mean, maybe we would have backed into it. I didn't realize we were about to win that challenge. Like, as we won that one, I thought there were more. I was like, oh, yeah, good, one more, let's keep going. And he was like, Phoenix wins immunity. I was like, oh my God. So that was really good. Mark and I found the immunity idol a few rounds ago, and we have it together. So if one of us needs it, we're agreed to share it between the two of us. But we haven't had to since we haven't lost a challenge since we found it. I've been careful to distance myself from Mark a little bit. I was really taken aback by Steve's comments that we were running the game because I thought we were both trying to be relatively safe and not like obvious about our alliance. So I've been trying to get a little bit closer with everyone else on the team. I feel like I have good relationships with everyone, which are the famous last words, right? Like, and then you get voted off. But I feel like I at least have a foundation with everyone, so hopefully that will serve me well going into the merge whenever that happens. I think they must have had it figured out because Dennis, you could tell he was going, oh, we're screwed.
Yes.
Like, we got it.
Yeah, it seems like they got like the first like 2 or 3 steps. They didn't figure out like the anchor
The farthest
numbers.
anchor points. Yeah, I don't know if they went far enough.
I didn't either. I thought 13 was going to be good.
Yeah, and then there's like 30 on the table.
And then
Jim's like, whoosh, whoosh. Oh yeah, he started stacking them. I'm like,
yeah.
that was the right move though, because he made it a lot more difficult.
Yeah. Yes. That was an extremely stressful group competition, and Mark's strategy like really pulled us through that game. I'm sort of starting to feel that maybe Mark would be a good next move for me to like start gunning for, because I kind of have an alliance with Brandon and with bringing Lisa in because we're all rookies. But then I also have a strong girls alliance with Mare and Lisa. So Mark is the natural next person to get out, but he's such a strong player that it's scary. But it also helps that he's so honest. But he's probably bad at, or like good at reading people who are lying to him too, by that token. So I don't know what to do next. I'm just so glad that we don't have to vote someone out this round.
We have avoided having to vote anyone off, and that's fine. However, within the team, we already have sort of an agreement on who we're getting rid of next, and I hope it stands. So, ideally, Mark's gonna get out next. Guy's too smart.
There's 3 left. Is that a winning move, or he's like, that's a winning move because you just take 2. All right, if there's 4, is that a winning move or a losing move?
I've been saying this since the beginning of the game, so yeah, my main strategy is to take him out. Meredith's probably the next target after that. I know I'm skating ahead of it. Going well though. And if the merger happens anytime soon, there's 5 of us left. So it's 5 versus 4. We can hopefully come up with a strategy to just vote off the other team entirely.
No. Like this last round, I thought I left them with 11.
You want to leave them with 10.
Or 10.
We want to be at 11.
Yeah, if they were left with 11, then they just take 1. We're left with 10.
I mean, we don't think Kim has yet idol. In that challenge, there were 1 or 2 places where I think he could have taken one number of cups and took another, which we were all confused and trying to do math, so I don't really blame her for that, but I guess if there's any reason for being a scapegoat.
I probably messed up somewhere in that challenge too, but we got down to it. I think she went down to 10, and she should have stayed at 11. Yeah, that's for the 10%.
Okay. Because I thought that was like the leftover basically from last time. It's just the default option for next one.
It seems like we're gonna vote Kim out. I really hope it's Kim. I haven't found the idol yet. I know like exactly where it is, and I'm just waiting for an opportunity to go get it. I don't know if I even want to use it this round if I really think we're gonna vote for Kim.
I'm wishing I had found that idol right about now.
Yeah, exactly. I'm just worried that my name has come up.
Yeah.
Yeah, she's a little concerned that it would be her because she got voted for twice.
I am so curious to know, like, does
If
someone
anyone
have
actually
it?
have it.
The plan seems to be the 4 of us are going to go for Eddie. We think he's on board with voting for Kim, and he doesn't suspect too much, so hopefully if he has an idol, he won't play it. Angela and I were just talking with him, and he seemed like he was getting pretty paranoid and asking, like, are you guys voting for me? So I am a little afraid that he sees it coming, and if he has an idol, that's not good.
I think for right now everyone's voting Eddie. It seems solid. Eddie thinks we're all voting for Kim and thinks we're all solid. There's a lot of speculation about the idol. I think Eddie has the clue. I don't know if he has the idol or not. But he keeps going back to the same section of the yard, which now those guys are all going to because I keep pointing it out. So I don't know if anyone actually has it or not yet, but I think there's a lot of like, someone might know something. So I think it'll be an interesting tribal, but I think my expectation is that it's 4-1. Everyone's voting for Eddie and then Eddie voting for him.
But if he's going to vote for Kim,
Oh yeah.
does it matter? Or are we nervous that he's not going to? I just don't want to mess things up with things.
Yeah, that's your thing.
It's too risky.
That's true. We need to have a solid 4.
So I think this vote, I think the majority are leaning towards Eddie. There's the risk that he has the idol. I'm personally not too concerned about that.
He's very worried. I mean, we told him, like, yeah, 100% Kim or whatever. But then he just came back to us and was like, but he keeps going back to that point. I really don't think he has the idol because he would stop voting for the idol.
I think it's going to be Eddie. There is a chance it's me. I feel pretty strongly that Eddie is going to get voted off. That's the plan. So right now, I think Eddie's going to go.
I'm starting to think that I need to find the idol, like, right now. If I don't find it now, there's a decent chance I get voted off, I think. Maybe 50-50 is what I'd say. Dennis looked suspicious. Angela did some stuff that looked suspicious, so I just kind of don't want to chance it. I'd rather get the idol and then decide last minute whether or not I'm going to use it. But I gotta wait until these guys aren't looking. Angela's already noticed me poking around this back corner, which is where I'm pretty sure it is.
Yeah, Eddie was getting a little nervous before he was like into the narrative. And he's like, "Are you guys voting for me?"
Yeah.
He was still kind of hunting for the idol, I think. Eddie's really looking over there.
Okay, I'm just gonna say I have it. Hey guys, I found the idol.
Had a feeling.
There we go.
If I were you, I'd probably put that away.
Between us.
What does this change for you guys?
Well, for me, it doesn't change anything.
I don't think it changes anything.
You're still voting for Kim?
Yeah.
You guys are really all voting for Kim?
Yeah.
I got like terrified that I was getting voted out. I would say vote for Kim. I'm going to make a judgment call, like after the votes are made, just read the room and decide if I want to play it or not, throw it away or not.
The really bold move is, since we all know you're the idol, he can think like there's no way they would vote for me, and then we turn around and vote.
Yeah.
That's a really bold move.
Yeah.
Can we pull it off?
I say like me and Joe, like I don't know, you can do whatever you want with your idol, but
Yeah,
like
yeah.
I think, you know, the three of us know you have it. Like I think the three of us could be a solid thing.
Yeah, I agree.
And I think everyone's good on voting for Kim.
Okay.
Are you good with that?
Yeah.
Okay. So he thinks we're all 100% solid on Kim, and he said he's going to make a judgment call.
If he doesn't play it, he goes home. If he does play it, then one of us had a vote on Kim. And
That's what I
three
don't
of us-
want to have a vote on Kim. I don't want to do that. I think we vote Eddie. Tell him I just said, right as you guys were walking up, I was trying to say the three of us are rock solid, me, you, and Joe.
Our options, I think, are basically either go for still just go for Eddie, we like switch and go for Kim, or
I think Eddie's gonna play it. If I had to put money on it, I would say he plays it.
So like, do we split it and say two of us vote Eddie? If he doesn't play it, he goes home. One of the three of us puts a vote on Kim. We're still good with Kim. Okay. Enough, like, okay. I just feel like people are like freaking out or something. I don't know.
Dragonfly tribe, so we're seeing each other again. It's been quite a up and down game here, more maybe than any other season in terms of the balance between who's winning and who's losing challenges. So, Kim, was that a disappointing loss for you? Did you feel that you were ready to take the momentum back and there it went?
Yeah, it was. I think it was most disappointing because we felt like we knew how to win it, we just didn't execute it perfectly, and that was a real big letdown.
Joe, do you want a rematch?
No, I didn't like the game. I'd rather do something different.
Dennis, as I pointed out at the last vote, it was a 6-1 vote, then it was a 5-1 vote, despite what you might have told me. It was still 5 of you against the 1, so do you expect that we're just peeling the layers of the onion back here, and we're going to see a 4-1 vote this time?
I mean, I think it's still kind of going the way it has probably. It felt like there were kind of, as always, kind of competing plans thrown out there, and we had a lot of talk, but it ended up being kind of like the same plans rehashed over and over for most of the time. So unless there's miscommunication, I'm guessing enough people will be on the same page.
Eddie, both times you were at Tribal Council before, you voted in the majority. Has that helped your confidence to grow as far as your finger on the pulse of this tribe, and especially for this upcoming vote?
I'd say so. I think this is, of the three that we've done so far, this is the toughest one for me, but hopefully I'm right.
Same kind of sentiment, Angela, maybe the toughest one so far, but hoping to come out on the right side of things?
Yeah, I mean, they get tougher every time, obviously. As the tribe gets smaller, you get to know people better, everything gets a little bit harder every time. So I think that's just kind of the way the game goes.
Kim, I always like to ask every time we're at Tribal Council if you know anything about the idol. So, has anything happened that you know of since the last time we were here?
I thought something had, but I think we're right back in the same spot we were at.
So did your eyes just play tricks on you then, or did someone convince you that what you saw might not have been real? Help me understand that.
Maybe I'm too trusting, I don't know.
Okay, we'll see. And so, Joe, I haven't asked you guys lately about how you think you stack up against Phoenix. After this vote, you're going to be down 4-5. Any concerns with that numbers deficit? And what can you do about it if you do go into a merge shorthanded?
I guess I'm not expecting a merge immediately after this, just because it is an odd number of total people remaining. But I know you can pull some tricks at times, and I wouldn't put it past you to have a merge immediately after this. Like, we'll certainly be at a disadvantage, but at this point, I think at most there's going to be one more challenge left, and you have to start thinking about who you want post-merge, and who you want post-merge can sometimes be different than who you want pre-merge.
Is there anything anyone would like to say before we do the vote? Okay, then Dennis, you are up first.
So the game just turned on his head when I saw Eddie find the hidden immunity idol.
If anyone has a hidden immunity idol and would like to play it, now would be the time to do so.
I'd like to do that.
Is it real?
Oh, it's real.
So this is a hidden immunity idol. All votes cast for Eddie will not count. With that, I'll read the votes. First vote, Eddie, does not count. Eddie, does not count. Eddie, does not count. Kim. Dennis. So we have a tie, 1 vote for Dennis, 1 vote for Kim. So in the event of a tie, we'll re-vote. Dennis and Kim, you will not vote. The other 3, you can only vote for Dennis or Kim. Dennis or Kim, would you like to say anything before the vote?
Please consider who could be most helpful once these tribes merge.
I mean, we can do a straight vote right now, because, like, no, there's not going to be another tie. We're not at risk of another tie.
Yeah.
And that would
It's pretty much who we want to go out.
I think we should vote for Dennis
To leave or to stay?
to leave. I trust Kim more post-merge than you, I'm sorry.
We're gonna be down in numbers going in. Who do you think's gonna be? Who's gonna be the bigger target that they're gonna come for? If you don't keep me, it's gonna be for sure one of you guys next.
I think either way I'm going to be a big target. I think all 3 of us are going to be a big target going in after.
One of someone who's gonna stir up the most junk over there. People over there I'm connected with that I could potentially get to work with us. Figure out where the cracks are over there.
Okay, Dennis and Kim, since it's your next on the line, I'll give you a chance to say your final words before we go do the revote.
I think I'll just reiterate what I said before, which is, who do you think will be the best ally to have after the teams merge?
If we have another challenge, who's been better in challenges? I feel like, no offense in the last challenge, I think Kim had a couple of chances where she missed up on that part. I feel like it's a physical challenge. I'd also be better. Like, they're probably gonna wait till we're at even numbers to merge. There's a huge difference between being 5-3 and 4-4. Like, that's probably the game right there. Like, Joe, you saw last season, you got down in numbers at the merge, and they have Mark Spong there too. He'll be preaching the same thing about just stay strong to our tribe, and probably they will. So I feel like your game is almost riding on, are we able to make it a tie at the merge and have it really dynamic where anything can happen? Or are we just gonna leave it up to like, oh, maybe one of you will happen to find the idol and get really lucky that way?
Okay, well, with that, it is time to vote. So, Joe, you're up first.
This is a really hard vote. This is one of the hardest votes I've been a part of.
I don't really know who I'm voting for, even right now.
That was the hardest vote I think I've probably ever had to do in Survivor.
Once the votes are read, the decision is final. The person voted out will be asked to leave the tribal council area immediately. I'll read the votes. First vote, Dennis. Kim. One vote Kim.
It's a tie
One vote
again.
Dennis. One vote left. Fifth person voted out of Survivor Branford. Kim. Kim, that's 2. That's all it takes this time. You'll have to bring me your torch.
Alright. Okay.
Kim, tribe has spoken. Time for you to go.
Thank you for being a great team, guys. I think Dennis really out-argued me. I do think that he'll be much more of a risk going forward and that they made the wrong decision. I think where I went wrong was trusting in the alliance I had made from the start of like the 4 of us being a unit, because when it came down to it, of course, people who had played this game before went with Dennis. So, say lovey.